I got something to talk about. Ben, you got it?
Yeah.
What's wrong? You just press one button.
Yep, it's hard to get to.
I'll do it. What? What are you doing? It's already live.
Not posting the comment.
Okay. Is Facebook up?
Yep.
Having a little... Today's a little dumb day for my company, but we're working on it. Somebody's asked, why are we so late? Why am I doing this so late today? Told you, it's a dumb day. You know the number one problem on planet Earth? How we fucking pay people. Salaries should be the most outlawed thing known to mankind. Any of you being paid a salary, you make 1/10 of what you should make. Anybody who willingly goes and gets a salary, I'm like, okay, will yourself into poverty. Why would you want a salary? I never got that. You know, the average person gets a raise of 3% a year. That means every 25 years, you'll double your income. Is anybody doing the math? Is anybody thinking? So, I'm going to be talking about something, another little side note. 5 strategies to attracting 12 high-paying social media clients. If you watch this carefully, now some of you won't believe this, because some people aren't smart enough to understand what I'm talking about, to be honest. Those of you who get it, I'm going to show you how you could go from whatever you make now to be making $12,000 a month in under a year. Okay? So, if you want to learn that, stay. If you don't, do whatever the fuck you want. But, for those of you who get life and understand, something wrong? Okay, yeah, you can, here, put that here. That's what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to show you, by the way, this is me underestimating it. Okay? I'm underestimating it for some of you. Because we live in a world where the FTC, the SEC, everybody's trying to protect everybody. Oh, you're overpromising. Shit, the person I showed how to do this in the last year made $1,040,000 at 21 years old. Okay? So, it's been done. Does everybody do it that much? No. Because half the people who buy a book don't open the book. Half the people you teach somebody to do this, they never even get out of their room. This won't work if you don't do it. Surprise. So for those of you who think that you actually can just listen to this and actually make $12,000 a month, that's not how it works. Welcome to planet Earth. You actually have to do stuff. But for those of you thinking this is super hard, it's not. I'm just going to draw it out in the simplest terms ever. I call this a minimum IQ test. If you feel lost in this, please do not do it. Because if you feel lost by this, it's the wrong thing for you. So number 1, by the way, I'm going to be giving out some cash and this iPad mini, or iPad Air too. Plus, so pay attention. So number 1, okay, simple business plan. Probably the simplest that I've ever heard that actually works. I showed this to 28,000 people have paid me to show them this, and I'm going to show you as much as I can in 45 minutes because I got to go because it took me 2 hours to get stupid live phones working right. So here's the simplest business plan. You start here with 0. All you need is internet and a phone or laptop. That is all. And a human body. You need to be breathing to do this. Number 2, you move from here. You find businesses that are all around you. Pizza stores, your dentist, your doctor, restaurants, landscaper who mows your grass. All of them. Every single one. You narrow it down to the ones that are easiest to talk to. For every 10 companies you talk to, 1 says yes to paying you $1,000 a month. What are they paying you for? You're going to do their social media SM marketing for them. For some companies it'll be email, for some it'll be Twitter, for some it'll be Facebook. Facebook's probably the place you'll start with them. For some of them it's web optimization, for some of it's Snapchat. I don't care if you are 17, 75, 33 years old, male, female, you can live in Zimbabwe, You can live in Los Angeles, does not matter, because the internet exists. As long as you go back to number one, internet, you are good. As long as you have then a phone or a laptop to do the work. Each customer should take you about 1 hour a week, approximately, especially as you get better. It might take you, 30 minutes if you're really good, or it might take you 3 hours. You're going to accumulate 12 clients, 1 per month, and at the end of 1 year, 12 people will be paying you $1,000 a month, which will add up to, check, you will gross $12,000. Now, there's a lot of things that could go better here. For example, I'm going to show you how to charge them 4 different price packages. $1,000, $2,500, $5,000, and $10,000 a month. You'll get a few customers paying you $5,000 or $10,000, a couple others paying you $1,000 a month. Here, put the comments on here. And for those, so it could easily be more than $12,000. If you do a good job, they won't cancel. If you do a bad job, you'll end up with 0 at the end of the year. It's not that hard though. Number 2, so it's a simple business plan. It's how you get, I've shown this, my top student in the last year is making $1 million a year at 22 years old with no college degree, never had a bank account before. I've seen bank statements, I've seen contracts. I got a 15-year-old just signed a $40,000 contract with this, and I know it's true because it just happens that I know the guy that paid him 40 grand to do Facebook management for him. It's like a 50-year-old millionaire that I know. I didn't know they knew each other. I didn't set them up. I didn't help the 15-year-old get the client. But you know why a 50-year-old will hire a 15-year-old? Because 50-year-olds who own most businesses in the world are people over 50. They don't want to learn about social media. Do you think they want to do Facebook ads? Does your 50-year-old mom, dad, grandma, grandpa at 60, 70 go, you know what I really want to do today? I want to post on social media. No, they don't care. They don't know. So it's a simple business model. Number 2, you need to understand how you need to have approach system. So you got to have a system to approach businesses. There's about 20 million businesses in the USA, at least 50 million in the world. You need to approach them in the right way. You basically need a script. You can do it in person, or there's ways to automate it, which come later. You can get referrals and pay them referral fees. You get one doctor, he tells all his doctor friends about you, and all of a sudden you got enough customers for 1 year, So you can do referrals. You basically want to do a free audit of their website, free audit or evaluation. So let's just pick a random business. What's a business, a local business that you guys know? Anybody have a local business in mind? It could be your dentist, it could be your doctor. Let me pull one up. I'm going to show you how to do a simple evaluation. Let me just pick. Let me go here to a restaurant. What's a local? I'm here in San Diego at my beach house. Barbarella's is a restaurant that I have been to. So here's Barbarella. You walk into the door of Barbarella. First, you've done a little homework. So I'm gonna click on their website. It's called Barbarella Restaurant. It already looks bad, unfortunately, because it's not loading very fast. Okay. Yes, it's not optimized for a phone. You see how one word is on top of another? That's horrible. So you come in here. They forgot to put the most important thing, which is the phone number should be at the top of a restaurant. So I'm coming into Barbarella. I'm using my approach script. I'm like, hey, I'm Ty Lopez. I'm a social media marketing expert, and I've eaten at your restaurant. And I want you to make a lot more money. It's an awesome restaurant. Simplest tool. I was looking at your website. Look at this. This is an issue. I put it in. There's a thing called Google Site Speed Analyzer. It'll analyze the speed. You come in, you go, oh, it's not good. We found that having the phone number at the top will increase sales, because the number one reason you come to a restaurant is for sales in hours. That should be at the top. None of this. And so you go, you know what? I'd like to do a free audit for you. I looked at your Instagram. They have a link to their Instagram, so that's kind of good. And I noticed that you have, I don't even know if they have a, let's see if they even have a Instagram. I just see some Barbarella. Here we go. Barbarella restaurant. I walk in, I notice you only have 1,100 followers. That looks bad for you. People look, the new trust symbol in the modern world is to look at your social media following. Look, your Facebook, your Instagram. You got 1,100. Your last picture you posted has 34 likes. That's not good. Let me get this thing up. 26 likes. You forgot to put a caption. Who's managing your social media? You come in, you say, how much money are you guys spending on marketing? The average restaurant spends 3% of their gross per year on marketing. So if you look at, let's say Barbarella's does 1 million gross a year. Okay, so they're spending $30,000 a year, probably minimum, on marketing. $30,000, and they may be spending more. That's only 3%. So you could come in knowing you have your approach system. Let me fix some things for you. Then you come back and you do it for free. I mean, you do it for free to start. Or if you're good and a little more confident, you can say, I've worked with 10 other restaurants before. Here's what I've done. Here's some testimonials. Blah blah blah. And you come in. And they sign a contract. They give you their credit card. You say cancel anytime if I don't do a good job for you. And you start adding value to the business. And literally, when you know what to say, when you have the right business plan, people sign up. You will be blown away at how many people are signing up to this. I have people, I just did a seminar at my house. 103 people came in my backyard. About 90% of them were in the social media marketing program that I built 1 year ago. I built it. 28,000 people have gone through the paid online school, and they're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. 15-year-olds making 40 grand. You know, there's a 60-year-old guy in there doing it. So it's one of those ones that you got to ask yourself, why are you not doing this? You know, why are you not doing this? Well, people don't do it because the school system has made things too complicated. It's over complicated things. People going to college, getting in debt, $80,000, $100,000. You could have done this while you're in college part-time and come out of school with no debt, you know? It's crazy. Now, what's the next thing? So you need to know the approach system. And of course, there's more. The key thing to take away is the free evaluation, the audit. You can look at speed tests. You look at their social media. You look at their email marketing. It's all simple stuff. Okay, it's all simple stuff. Somebody said, Ty, that's because the approach system is easier said than done. No, you are incorrect. It's easier to do than say in this specific business model. When the business model's right, it's easy. I've had different business. I've made $1 million in about 36 hours before. When you get the business model down, it's easier. I will tell you this. I've also worked hard for a year. One of my first businesses when I was 19 years old, I made $12,000 in 1 year. So that is a business model. That wasn't great. So some business models are great and some aren't. Okay? If you get a job serving coffee at a little Starbucks, the business model, you're never going to make $100 an hour doing that. There's zero chance. As long as you're serving coffee, if you would move up in the company maybe. But there's some business models that work and there's some that suck. And until you get your mind wrapped around that, you will suffer, okay? This is a business model that's easy to approach because business are already looking for people like this. They're looking for people like this. That's what's cool. They're literally going, I need somebody to manage my social media. I know I'm losing money. Doctors, dentists, landscapers, restaurants, bars, nightclubs, cosmetic surgeons, people selling products on Amazon, all over the place. So someone said businesses are already paying for Yelp. Yeah, Yelp is a way for them to get volume, but this is way beyond Yelp. You can even manage their Yelp for them, you know? Okay, number 3. But that was a good point, whoever said that. Number 3, once you've got the approach system, you've got your script, you've got your ability to quickly audit and do that for them. The third thing you have to know is how to do it. how and what to do. Because once you take their money, believe it or not, it's sometimes easier. People will just pay you, and if you don't know what to do, all of a sudden you're getting paid, but you're like, you know, you're not doing a good job for them, and then they cancel the contract. You want them to keep this contract going, because the whole way the thing's going to make money. Is this running up here, man? You got to put it up higher. I can't see it. You really make money in this when the customers are happy and they don't cancel on you. If every month you're losing the customer from the month before, you're never stacking them up, if that makes sense. So what do you want to do? I recommend you start with Facebook ads for them if they're restaurants. You start with doing simple email marketing for them. You start with managing, you can manage their Instagram. Those three are great ones to start. Pretty much everyone needs them. Some businesses don't. You know, if it's a dentist, the Instagram isn't so important because no one wants to look at pictures of teeth and all that. I would still do Instagram. What's more important for, let's say, a dentist is running local Facebook ads, creating landing pages for them, so that when people are searching for a doctor on both Google, and you can do Facebook, you can also do Google, so that when people type in dentist and they live in Middlebrook, Ohio or something like that, the first person that comes up is your client. And you can give them, if you do restaurant, somebody said, Ty, your SMMA, Ralph Castanedo, Ty, your SMMA has already made me $45,000. I'm meeting with another client in 2 weeks. So Ralph is a, dude, I have so many testimonials on this one. It's insane. Somebody said, what are landing pages? Landing pages are special pages. So when people click the link of, let's say your dentist client, they land on a page that's specifically designed to get them to put in their email address or phone number so that the dentist gets a client. So it could be something like simple, like your first teeth cleaning is free or something like that, if you have this coupon code. So they click the Google ad or the Facebook ad, and it pops up, you know, Dr. Smith and, or, you know, the dentist Smith, and they put it, they get the phone number, they put in a reservation, appointment time. You can have the appointment scheduler, all this stuff. I'm getting more advanced. I don't want you guys to get scared off. It's easier. There's a whole system. For those of you in the paid program, we talk about how to do this. I don't have time to go through all this just for a dentist. But basically, you get them customers. And for a dentist, the average customer, once you pick a dentist, you don't bounce around that much. So people who move to Los Angeles for the first time and they live in West Hollywood, if you get them a Dr. Smith, that doctor, they're probably going to be with that dentist for years. So if he has to spend $200 in marketing to get a customer, he's going to make $10,000 over the next 3 years. So doctors, restaurants, the same way. You can do coupon codes. So you run a Facebook ad, you know, go to Barbarella's and get a free drink on us with every dinner you spend over $100. Okay? So those are things. And guess what? You look good, because when people walk in to Barbarella's with this coupon, then they know that's all from the work you're doing for them. Now, let me back up for a second. For those of you who don't know, I'm going through these. I have used social media for my businesses. Okay? I've got over 11 million followers. I've spent over, me and my business partner, Alex, if we combine us two, we've spent over $600 million on social media marketing. So what I'm telling you comes from my own experience. I started out knowing nothing about social media. I lived with the Amish for 2.5 years. I came back from the Amish, didn't even have electricity at that point. I didn't have a college degree. I was living back in a mobile home again in Clayton, North Carolina. I grew up in a mobile home when I was a teenager too. I did not have, you know, a job app, a resume that looked good. I had been on a farm. So for those of you who are starting from scratch, I feel your pain. I wish someone had this system simple, laid out, just handed to me like I'm handing it to you. I started out under $100, then I figured out how to make 100 grand a year. The first year using social media ads, Google ads, I made 100 grand in my first year. And then I figured out how to make $100,000 a month. And then I figured out how to make $100,000 a week. And then I figured out how to make $100,000 a day. And now I make a lot more than that usually. But Let's look at one of my businesses today. This is a business that uses social media marketing that I own 50% of. Today it's made $23,000. This is Stripe, by the way, so it's not a screenshot. It's an actual one. You can't fake that. $27,000. This month it's made $905,000 in the last 30 days. Okay, so this is a business. So everything I'm going to teach you to do, that's what I do for my businesses. Okay? And that's just a small business. My other businesses make a lot more than that. Okay? So what you're learning right now is not just a theory. I'm not a professor that's teaching you out of a textbook about what other people have done. I've done this. Okay? So if you can get if I can teach you what I know how to do for my businesses, and you start doing it for other businesses, okay, they're going to pay you. And the opportunity, you probably got about 1 to 2, maybe 3 more years where this is going to be easy to do. People are pouring in through my program. Like I said, 28,000 people now in the world are going through this program. And I have a certification. You can get certified and you can go through this. You know, I tell people, not everybody who goes through the program is going to do well, because it's amazing how many people pay and get in the program. They don't even do the very first lesson. I mean, it's insane. For a book to benefit you, you have to at least open the first page. So for those of you who are still here, you're persistent, that's good. You're the type of person who has the persistency needed to be successful. That's just me being honest. And I'm going to try to be honest on all this stuff, even if it hurts some people's, some people's feelings. So next, like I said, I recommend start with these 3. You can then expand into Twitter. Some businesses you can do Snap. Some businesses you can help them set up their podcast. LinkedIn occasionally. YouTube is obviously for some businesses. I do a lot on YouTube. You have to read their situation, and I'll train those of you. I'm going to open up my social media marketing program. If you want to go in the certification program, it's a 4-month program. You do it all on your phone. You do it on your laptop. And I'm going to open up a cool test group with special bonuses that you're only going to get on this live call. So this is not available on my website or anything like this. Okay, what's the 4th thing you need? So the 4th thing, by the way, let me show you guys something cool, because I don't want you to think that this only works for me and a handful of people. I keep a special WhatsApp on my phone here. This is how I manage a lot of my business. Let me turn the brightness down. I manage a lot of my business by simply having WhatsApp groups. So I have one called Social Media Marketing Testimonials. So these are testimonials that people send me. And in WhatsApp, you can go here and you can see there's 696. These are 696 videos, pictures of checks people having. Here's a check for $4,625. None of these are made up. None of them are paid actors. 0. Ty, my current retainer is $497 a month. They're doing a little less than I recommend, but that's fine. Each of you will find your own way. Here's their check for $800. It's insane. This WhatsApp group alone has 700 people. And remember, most people who have success, they don't even send in a testimonial. Here we go. This is from Titos Tupanyanis. Must be from Greece. Just got a payment from my first client for 1,767 euros. We also got him for a 6-month contract. So this is over 10,000 euros, which is a little over 10 grand. I mean, dude, it's insane. Just tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop, Ben. I'm just going to randomly pick a testimonial. Boom. A check for $3,200. Tell me when to stop. Stop. Boom. Bro, I landed the big client that I had a meeting with, currently in Dubai. He didn't put a dollar amount. Sometimes I'll put a dollar amount. Sometimes people are private. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Won my first client, $18,000 a month. By the way, I've been posting it on Snap. You can contact him. It's Theo Gravelis on Facebook. $18,000 on a 12-month contract. He got him to send him the 18 grand up front. $1,499 per month entry-level package. No money back guarantee. So I tell people to do money back, but he took that off. It's a contract for the first 12 months. Look at that. Imagine, how would your life change today? You get one contract where somebody writes you a check for $18,000. It's happening all the time. You watch this social media marketing program, people have more success coming through this program than they are coming through a lot of college bachelor degrees where people get a degree in art history, or they get a degree in Egyptian history. And then there's nothing wrong with getting those degrees, but it's not going to help you get a job very often. Occasionally it will. But what I like about it is some of you are like me. Maybe you can't go to college. Maybe you don't have the money. Maybe you have kids at home. Maybe you're a single mom. Maybe you live in a country where it's outside your reach, The cool thing is, no matter where you live in the world, you can if you want to do business in the US, you can do it from Germany. You can do it from Greece. You can do it from Australia. We had a guy in Australia. I think the guy in Australia made $1 million this year too. Maybe it was $1 million Australian dollars. I've lost track. Literally, I was keeping track of it's pretty insane. I had to actually take one person in my company and have them manage these full time because I wanted to make sure they were real. So we would double check and verify and make them sign something where they sent us their, they sent us their contract. They sent us a contract saying we're not lying about these testimonials. I'm sure a few fake testimonials have slipped in, but not many at all. So, okay. So what's number 4? The number 4 thing that you have to know, just a quick review for those of you who came. First thing you have to know is the simple business model. Let me go back, show you guys real quick. The 5 strategies to get people to pay you to manage their social media, making $12,000 a month. How could you be making $12,000 a month in the next 12 months? Simple business plan. It's a little complicated now, but actually I'm not even going to go through this. If you missed it, it's a little hard to explain right now. But you have to have an approach system. It's 20 million businesses. You need the script. You need to do a free audit and evaluation for them to get them on board. Then you have to know what to do. I recommend Facebook ads, email marketing, Instagram, sometimes Google ads, sometimes Snapchat, sometimes Twitter, YouTube. But these are going to be your core things you're going to offer them. Here. Now, number 4, you need to know how to scale the business, which means you probably need to hire 1 to 2 people to help you, which is cool. You can start employing your friends. You can employ somebody who works for you. Don't do this on day 1, but over time, you can easily do this kind of, you can easily do this hiring deal. And then you build an assistant. And here's the beauty. Here's my goal for each of you. Twice the money that you're making now with half the work. Who likes that concept? Leave a comment. Who likes this comment? 2 times the money with half the work. I grew up with my mom, single mom. My mom's actually here. Ask mom. I don't think my mom ever made more than 20 grand in a year. And sometimes I make 20 grand in an hour or 20 grand in 30 minutes. And that's when I realized it's not just how hard you work, because my mom worked hard, but you have to do it with half the work, half the energy. And the best way to do that is very simple. You need to hire some people so that you can scale the business. I recommend, number 1, you hire a salesperson so that you don't have to go to businesses door to door. Okay? Let somebody else do it for you. And some people love to talk. Find your friend or somebody you know who loves to talk to everybody. Tell them you'll pay them a commission. Every customer that they get, you'll give them, let's say, 20%. Okay? Or you could give them 10% a month. So if you get a contract for $5,000, they get a check for $500 per month that client pays. And that starts adding up for them. So now you start creating wealth for yourself and other people and the business you're helping. Isn't that cool? So you can, like, people always are in poverty mentality. They think everybody has to be poor. You can multiply and have a multiplier effect in the world by creating wealth. Okay, so the other thing I would hire is you could have one assistant and one salesperson. One assistant, and what your assistant does a lot of the work for you. They do the posts for you, they do the Facebook ads, they do the YouTube. But remember, first you need to learn how to do it yourself for a couple months. That's why I recommend you can go through my 4-month program. You can do it there, and then you start to scale. Sometimes people start hiring assistants before they even know what they're doing. This is a mistake. Do not delegate what you don't understand. If you delegate what you don't understand, you won't know if they're doing a good job or not. But eventually I want you to be able to handle, like Jaden. Jaden Gross, he got in day 1 year ago, and he made $1,040,000 doing this. And he has about, I think, 7 people or something working for him. So he makes about 40% profit. So he made about $400,000 profit at age 20. Well, he turned 22 while he was in the program. So 21 to 22. So you want to hire an assistant and a sale so that you can scale the business 2 times the money with half the work. If you do it right, I recommend you pay them commissions, not salary. I told you at the beginning of this call, salary makes people lazy. People just, if you want to know what salaries do or hourly pay, go to the U.S. Post Office. Go to a government facility and try to get some work done. Oh, the other day I had to go get something from a government agency, just a piece of paperwork I needed for something. It was insane. I walked up to the glass thing. There was nobody there. There was 2 people working in the government thing in the back. They sat there, didn't even look at me that I was there. Then they slowly got up. 5 minutes later, walked over. I was like, I need this little proof of residency thing or something in Beverly Hills. They're like, okay. She's like, it'll be $37. I'm like, okay. And then she's just like, hold on. And she left for 30 minutes. She didn't say, I'll be back in 30 minutes. She just left. And then she came back, and she also put my birthday wrong on the thing, so I have to go back and do it again, but I left after an hour. And you know why? Because you pay people salary, not commission. There's no incentive. So you want to incentivize the people that you hire to scale your business. Please, for the love of God, don't just promise them 50 grand. Because remember, you're being paid by performance by each of these 12 businesses. If you can get 12 businesses paying you just $1,000 a month, just $1,000. Someone said, explain what I mean by commissions. Memphis says on Twitter, what I mean is pay them, like for my sales guys in different companies, we'll pay a minimum wage plus a percentage of every sale that they do. And guess what? A lot of my sales guys are making $150,000 a year. And they never made that much money before working for me. So but they only make like 13 bucks an hour guaranteed, and the rest they have to hustle for. And they hustle. I think the best month, one of them made like $32,000 in 1 month. Just getting on the phone, doing phone sales. So, okay, let's keep going. Number 5, and this is the most important. You must stay on the educational cutting edge. Here's the thing that's a little different. If you become a, mechanical engineer, you go to college, you build bridges for a living, the math doesn't change. 20 years from now, what you learn in college, there'll be a few things in technology and machinery that changes. But for the most part, if you know how to build a bridge that's structurally sound in the year 2017, 2018, is going to work in the year 2040. What you're doing for people on social media, you will have to educate yourself to stay on the cutting edge. There was a book I was reading on how to do social media, and it had a whole chapter on Meerkat, because there used to be a live streaming app that was like Instagram Live, Facebook Live. It was called Meerkat. And guess what? It's gone. It's bankrupt. There used to be a website called, there used to be an app called Vine. There used to be MySpace. So each of you who decides to get businesses to pay you, I want you to commit to be on the cutting edge of education. The reason I read a book a day is because the world's changing quickly. Now, you don't need to read a book a day. You don't even have to read 2 books a week. If you could read 1 book a month, or you can self-educate. The reason I built this one program that 28,000 people have gone through is because we continually upload the best videos, the most cutting edge stuff as possible. So when Meerkat isn't working anymore, it's gone, we pull those videos out and replace them. To do a good job for businesses, you need to continually be learning how Facebook ads work. Facebook changes the rules, they change the algorithms, they change this about every quarter or every 6 months. The good news, that's the bad news. The good news is they don't change it that much. The things you will learn, they tend to work overall. I started doing internet advertising in 2001. Some of the stuff that I learned in 01 I can still do now, but a lot of the game changes, okay? So I want each of you to kind of resolve, if you want to make $12,000 a month or $20,000 or $100,000 or $1,000 a month, you have to commit to being a little bit smarter than you were the day before. And Charlie Munger says, step by step you get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts. But if you become a learning machine, you start killing the game. And that's how I went from having $100 in my bank account to making 100 grand a day. Okay? I'm not smarter than I was per se, but I've learned more and I've become more of a learning machine. My IQ, your IQ doesn't really change from about age 7 to the age you are now. Your IQ does not change, okay? In fact, if anything, it goes down after age 14. There's a guy named Alfred Binet who invented the IQ test, the Stanford Binet IQ test, and he said, your IQ actually goes down after 14. So the reason you can make more money day by day is not because of your IQ and your smartness. It's the accumulation of listening to other smart people, okay? So Justin said, I was making 17 grand a year and now I made 7,000 in the last 2 weeks. Cool, congratulations. Mocha said, you're definitely a game changer. Someone said, David DKW says, your IQ has always increased. No, it hasn't. Your experience increases, but not your IQ. Okay, so what are the things you need to self-educate on? Well, first of all, I have a simple rule. Learn from people who have done it. One of the big problems in the school system is you're learning business from people who never built a business. You're learning investing from people who aren't investors. That will all change. The way that you and I grew up learning will be laughed at by our kids and our grandkids. Mark my words, your grandkids are going to be like, what the heck? You learned from stupid, just the old school system where you get lectured on stuff? The way to learn is you want to learn from people who have done it. So like I said, let's say I've made, 50 million bucks in the last year or 2 from social media. Okay? So when I'm giving you this talk, that's not the most in the world, but it's a decent amount of money, right? So you can have some confidence that when I'm talking about using Facebook, when I'm talking about using Instagram and talking about email marketing and doing the audit and site speed optimization, that I probably know a little bit. I'm not, like I said, there's people who know more than me, but I've actually done it. You want to learn how to play soccer? If you could get Messi, if you could get Ronaldo, if you could get people who have actually played professional soccer to teach you, you'll learn fast. That's why most basketball coaches were former NBA players. You look at the top basketball players, coaches, almost all of them played either college or pro basketball. Okay? Steve Kerr, Golden State Warriors, he won a championship with Michael Jordan, So that's just how this thing goes. So who's coaching you? Who's teaching you? In the system that I've built, the 4-month certification program, I brought in Joe Soto as one of the people teaching. He makes $1.1 million a year. He has 8 children. He lives in Washington, D.C. He runs social media marketing agency that specializes in restaurants. He's one of the people that will be teaching you over the 4 months. Jaden, my first student, will actually be teaching you how he went from zero, never having a bank account in his life, to having to deposit his first check was for over $20,000. He literally didn't. That was one of his questions to me. At the beginning when you got in the program, there was only a few people in it, so I was talking to him, and he's like, hey, he sent me a screenshot. I'll never forget it. And he's like, I don't know how to deposit a check. And it's not bad, right? The first check that you ever deposit in a bank account is 20 or 30 grand. My first one was like $10 or something. So, bringing in the best teachers, learn from the best people. Don't just learn from some gym teacher. You know what's the problem in public school system? Oftentimes, your history class, they're shorthanded on teachers. So your gym teacher is teaching your history class. He knows nothing or she knows nothing about history. They just read it out of a book. 1812, there was a war. 1861 to 65, there was a war. 1914, 1918, there was a war. And the whole class is asleep. And now you wonder why people don't know shit about history. Well, you got to have qualified people teach. I can't tell you how many unqualified. Now, there's a lot of good teachers, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of unqualified teachers teaching the wrong subject. Trust me, I went through public school system too. And don't try to bullshit me and tell me that's not what's going on. People are like, no, my school's not like that. I'm like, yes, if you're a rich kid who went to a private school where your parents spent 30 grand a year, yeah, you might have been able to, but I went to I went a couple years of private school. Most of my junior high, elementary, and high school was public school, almost all of it. I think I went through 2 years. I did 1 year homeschool, so I've been through that one. But 75% of it was public school. And I had some good public school teachers, and I had some public school teachers, I'm like, what the hell are you? You know nothing. Why are you here? So when you get the best teachers teaching you, by the way, this point right here, if you listen to anything I say and you forget everything else, do this is how you change your life. The quality of people teaching you is the quality of your lifestyle. Okay? Let me repeat that. The quality of the people teaching you, no matter what they're teaching you. Some of you might have a mentor teaching you how to invest in real estate. Go do that. Not everybody has to do this. Okay? Not everybody has to do. This is for those of you who aren't sure what you want to do, or you see the opportunity with social media. But if you have an amazing real estate investor teacher, a mentor, go learn from them. One of my mentors, a guy named Richard, he was lucky enough as a teenager. He lived in Virginia. He got a mentor who was like 60 years old, who was a multimillionaire. And by the time Richard was 16 years old, he was making so much money, his family had an intervention because they thought he was a drug dealer. Because he was making, listen to this, I think he was making around $100,000 a month at 16 in the 1970s. Do you know how much money that is? If you make $100,000 in the 1970s at 16, he said he came home one day and his parents had you know how an intervention, you have people, his grandma was there, his grandpa was there, he was sitting there, his mom and dad was sitting there, they had the principal of the school, they're like, we need to talk to you. They discovered his bank accounts is what it was. And he was, his mentor was teaching him real estate and how to trade stocks. And he was day trading stocks. Back in the 1970s, it wasn't against the law to do insider information. Now you can't do that. Back then, you could legally trade on insider information. So he was making 20 grand some days, 50 grand, because this mentor would be like, yo, I got insider information that you can invest in this stock. So again, you can't do that anymore, but legally he did, and he was making 100 grand at 16 a month. And the point I'm trying to say to you is, he's no different than you or I. The difference is he had that teacher. And I never met that guy, so I don't know what his name was. But Richard's mentor, we'll call him. And so when you think about your life, have you had the best teachers? Because a lot of us learn from our mom and dad, which is great, but they may not be qualified to teach you about money. Right? About money. So when you want to learn social media, make sure you're learning from people that if you go to their social media account, it looks like they know about social media. So you go to their Instagram account, obviously Barbarella Restaurant we talked about earlier, they don't know anything about social media because they have 1,100 followers. Okay? And I want to show you how big of an opportunity. Let's go to Coca-Cola real quick. Coca-Cola is the biggest brand in the world, and they only have 2.2 million followers on Instagram. And their last video, let's see, their second to last video, this is from over a week ago, got 38,000 views. Coca-Cola does not know what they're doing. My personal Instagram, let me see what I'm at right now, has 2.7 million followers, so I got 500,000 more than Coca-Cola. Shouldn't be that way. Coca-Cola could have 100 million. My last video, let's see, theirs was in November 13th. This is from a week ago. Has 1.5 million views. So I want you to understand, Coca-Cola is not a place to learn for. You guys can go to companies, maybe not Coca-Cola, and they will pay you. And some of you are going to get paid a lot more than $1,000 a month. Now, for example, Jaden, only his minimum is $5,000 a month. Minimum is $500,000 a month. He's making, right now, he's making $140,000 to $150,000 a month with this exact system. And he'll be one of the people teaching. He's a good teacher because he can tell you how to go from zero to where he went. That's a cool person. If you learn from Joe Soto's been making $1 million plus for years. Some of you will be like, well, maybe it only works for him because he's already a millionaire. But no, I want you to learn from that. So I gotta go in a few minutes, go into a movie. Damn, this thing about to, I might miss this movie. So I'm gonna put a link, how long have we been going? I'm gonna put a link. I'm gonna put, for those of you watching on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, on Instagram, we have it in the caption. There is a URL. You can type that in and get access to the test group. For those of you in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, it's in the title. Click on the title. And I got this iPad to give away. I've got some cash to give away. But I'm also, if you're on my website, what's the link?
/market.
For those of you who do not see the links, I'm gonna just write a link you can use. Make sure you use this link or you won't get these free bonuses I'm about to show you. TyLopez.com/manage. That will get you these bonuses. You're only gonna get this on a live call. How much is the total value of the bonuses?
Market.
Oh, market? Sorry, wrong word. TyLopez.com/market. Total value. I'm about to give you $6,000 worth of bonuses for those of you who get in. I'll be reading off names of people who go in the test group. So like I said, I opened this test group. I opened this about 1 year ago. I have a payment plan for those of you who can't afford to go into it and pay. It's not very expensive, but it's actually better value than even was a year ago. Someone says, how's Harvard Business School? I never went to Harvard. I taught there one day, but that's as close as I've ever gotten to Harvard. You read this. So, I'm going to give you guys some very important bonuses here. And let me check. I got to check one quick thing. What questions do we have? I'm looking if I can find a movie that's a little bit later than this one. Give me 1 second, guys.
What are your thoughts on net neutrality?
What are my thoughts on net neutrality? That is a complicated question. I will tell you, my answer to everybody on almost everything is focus the most on things in your control. Fix your income first. Then these other problems that are outside almost all of our control start to fall in line, man. Unfortunately, the way that the media works, it makes us focus on things. What it does, it makes us focus on things we can't do anything about. politics. I mean, you can vote on the president, but once he's the president, it's a pain in the butt to switch it. But you can fix your own life, and people don't like to talk about that. People get distracted, and it's unfortunate.
Someone asked, if you go into a business and they don't want to change their technology, how do you convince them?
Not all businesses that you talk to are going to say yes to this. Some of the businesses you need to talk to, when you're starting out, every 10 business, you should be able to get one. The better you get, you'll be able to get, you know, every 5 businesses, you should be able to get one. So that's why you just get people to do the sales for you. Okay, for those of you who get in the test group now, click the link on my website. There should be a button here. You will get access to the test group. If you don't see it, I put the link in the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and in the comment for Instagram. If you didn't see it, I'll put it up again. So I'm going to give you free bonus 1 month access of weekly live calls. While you're going through the program, the way it works, you click the button, you're going to go through a 4-month training. Month 1, we're going to teach you, we just divide everything up, you know, how to approach businesses, how to set up your company, how to buy your website, how to do all this stuff, the simple stuff, not simple, the foundational stuff. Then how to start acquiring clients, what to do for the clients. We train you how to do the Facebook ads. You can basically know nothing and just get this system, okay? We'll teach you then how to automate, how to hire people to run things for you. More and more of this, we will train you to the point where pretty much done for you, okay? Eventually, that's my goal. Twice the money you're making now with half the work. That's my goal. I didn't say no work. I didn't say you're gonna get rich quick. I didn't say by tomorrow you'll be a millionaire. The quickest I've seen anybody start making money is within 1 week. Okay, I've seen people within 1 week signing their, most people I recommend go through the program. You access it on your phone. You can access it on your laptop. Well, that's your choice, whatever you want to do. I would say, for me, I would access it probably on my phone, but that's just me. Hold on 1 second. What other questions, Ben? Hold on. I'm trying to find a movie that's late because I'm going to miss this one. Damn it. I'm out here working for you guys.
Who do you think is a better salesman, Grant Cardone or Jordan Belfort?
Who do you think is a better salesman, Grant Cardone or Jordan Belfort? They have different styles. I mean, that's like, you know, that's like saying who's better, LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. Who cares? They're all about the same. They're like equally insanely good. Put it that way.
Someone said, what are some good prices to start at when you're approaching businesses?
Start at $1,000 a month, $2,500, $5,000, and $10,000. Have 4 different pricing options. That way, companies with a lot of money can pay you more, and companies that don't have much can pay you less. People overcomplicate this thing, and then they don't make any money because they didn't listen to what I said. Please listen to what I said. I've trained more people than anyone in the world in this system. Okay, nobody's had. It's over 28,000 people now. Now that 28,000 was a while ago. It's an insanely large amount of people. Please listen to what I am saying on this, or else if it doesn't work, that's why I say go through the program, get certified. By the way, a little side note, by being certified is going to help you a lot because you can show the businesses who you learn from. And a lot of these businesses already know that I know about social media, so it'll be good for you. I don't know if I'm going to find another one.
Which one? I didn't know.
You look on yours, Ben.
For what movie?
Just look any. Just look any. They're all. I think the only one. I think ArcLight. But they're such a bitch on being there on time. San Diego does.
How do you get international clients?
Okay, so the second bonus is I'm going to give you 1 month access to the vault. You've already missed about 50 hours of live calls, and we haven't been giving those away. But if you get in now, I'm going to give you all the live calls. You don't have to listen to all 50 hours, but you can pick and choose. All these weekly live calls for 1 year I'm going to have in there in the vault, okay? Then the next thing you're going to get, I'm going to give you a $2,000 program. People pay $2,000 for my advanced sales training, how to close deals. okay? How to close deals. I've closed multi-million-dollar deals, huge deals. Somebody used this system, this Greenbelt Persuasion Program, and they closed a $6 million deal. It wasn't in social media, by the way. They were just a regular business owner. So this is super important. Social media secrets, this is how to grow your own social media. So you may not have a great social media following now. It's good for you to be able to walk into a business and have a big social media following. It will help you a lot. Private tribe access. I created my own thing that's like Facebook private groups. Okay, I call it a tribe. There's thousands of people. There's 30,000 people in there. You can ask questions and be involved with the whole group. It's super important that that's what keep you accountable too. I'm gonna give you a one-on-one call with my team. If one call, I'm gonna give you. You can't call nonstop, but if you want to talk one-on-one, once you click the button or go to the links that I told you or go to tylopez.com/market, you're gonna get one call that you don't have to pay for. If you want to do other consulting calls with my team, that's $300 per call. I'm gonna give you one for free, okay? Just because I want to get you started. Okay, and lastly, I'm gonna give you something which is basically a system of what to do once you have money. This is something people never showed me. How to get, once you have money, what to do with it. I call it the good lifestyle package. And I'm also gonna give you access to my next conference in person. Okay? So, oh yeah, how much does it cost? Okay, so by the way, that, if you buy those separately on my website, is $5,900. So I'm gonna waive that. Go to tylopez.com/market. I'm gonna leave this up once I get online. I'm gonna leave this up for 1 hour, okay? Someone texted me, I know. They're like, hey, I was watching your live. What's up, man? Did you find one?
11:30 is the latest.
Which one is it at? Where's it at?
The ANC.
Can you tell me more than those things?
Cocoa, Arclight, 11:30.
What's at the, what else is there?
The Orient Express, 11:35, Ladybird, 11:20.
Where?
Or Thor, all of those are at.
Where's Thor at?
Thor's at Arclight.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up and wherever we are, we'll go from there. Okay, so how much does it cost? All right, very simple. I'll make this simple. I'm gonna let you get in because I got a payment plan. You can get in for under $200. If you do it that way, you pay 4 payments. Or you can pay it a one-time fee. I don't even know how much it is. I forgot. Well, I used to do it for $2,000, but I want to let more and more people in. And these people got some other stuff that you're not getting now, to be fair to them. So I figured out a way to make the system under $1,000. So you won't even pay $1,000 now. And you can get in for under $200. If that's too much money for you, then you can go to community college. It's cheaper than community college. You will not learn from people who actually are making money. So, yeah. What else do we have? What other questions? Oh, did you look at them?
Somebody said giveaway time.
Giveaway. Somebody wants a giveaway. You guys, I'm going to teach you how to make money. You can buy your own iPhones. I probably have about 40 iPhones. Once you make money, you won't even notice stuff like that. I hope each of you will learn how to make money on your own. It's a lot better. I mean, I love doing giveaways, don't get me wrong. I want to help as many people as possible. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? If people just understood how easy it is in the modern world to make money, it's easier than it's ever been. I promise you that. It's way easier than it's ever been. So.
People really want to know about the movie. Which movie?
Can you, here, do this one. Can you buy these right now?
Yeah.
Let Mel do them. Okay. And do you have Joe's number?
Yeah.
Tell him that I got to be out here in 2 minutes. So I'm going to leave this up for another hour and 2 minutes. Let me see my phone. Did you see where it is? It's there. Tell them to go there. That's okay. Where we went last time.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Wait, Insta's going back live. Live on Insta.
All right. Any other questions?
You see any questions?
All right. So let me read off a few people. First person who got in was in Australia. Congratulations. Alex Vale in Sydney. It looks like New South Wales. Hey, Craig, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
He said, would you recommend hiring family?
Recommend hiring family? The good family. Depends. A lot of you have bad family. No bad family. If you have good family, then you can hire them. If you have bad family, just see them on Thanksgiving and say Happy Thanksgiving.
Is there an age limit?
Age limit. 1 year old. Age max. My grandma's 99. So I'll set it at 99 so that my grandma could get in. Probably 1 year old is a little young. There was a 10-year-old at my last conference. His dad brought him, he's 10. He's making $100 a month with his app. So we'll make 10 years old the minimum. Don't spend, by the way, some of you steal your parents' cards and buy my programs, and then the dad calls us up and yells. Do not do that. Don't steal your dad's card. Somebody said they're drunk. Can I still dominate? Probably not if you're drunk. But you can make liquor companies a lot of money. They thank you for your service, my friend. Liquor makes... You see, George Clooney just sold his vodka company for a couple $2 billion. Some of you are always on the wrong side of the transaction. You know what I'm saying? That's what the first thing when I went to a nightclub, the first time in my life, I was like, I don't want to be on this side. I want to be on the side owning the nightclub. When I go to Vegas, I'm like, look at all these people on the wrong side of the transaction. You know how much money Steve Wynn has? Built the Bellagio, owns the Encore, owns Wynn. This dude has so much money. I won't say. I have an insider info a little bit on some of the money that goes on in Vegas behind the scenes. These guys have money. You know why? Because people gamble and drink and give them their money. And I gamble sometimes, but if you don't know who the sucker in the room is, some of you are the sucker. My goal is, for some of you, I want you to stop being the sucker in this world. You know? Stop being the sucker in the room. Make something happen. Learn. For those of you who doubt that learning will help you, you will always serve the people who learn more than you. And I'm not talking about book learning where you know the hypotenuse of a triangle. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about street smarts, entrepreneur smarts. That's what I'm talking about. And those of you who resist that, well, you'll be making George Clooney rich. And you'll be making Kanye West. You know, there's one thing to buy Yeezys. I buy Yeezys, but it's not a large percentage of my income. There's people out there taking their whole income buying Yeezys. That's a different scenario. You can't compare the two. Yes, I have Lamborghinis, but it's not a large percentage of my income to buy it. I didn't take all my money and get a Lamborghini, because then that'd make me a sucker and then make Lamborghinis smart. I don't like to be the sucker in the game. You can enjoy the world, you can enjoy the fruits of the world, but you can't be taken advantage of them, by them, and most people are. So, I'll see you here. Those of you getting the test group, we got all you Americans. First person that got in was Australian today. I'm noticing a trend. People around the world starting to pass up America, and I am a patriot to America, and I'm watching this happen. Here, Kyle Terrasorio.
What about
and I got to give this iPad away.
For Cyber Monday.
No, yeah. So Kyle Terrasorio, thank you for getting in. Okay, let's give away $100 and an iPad, and then I'm out. Let's go. The winner of this is going to be, this is first prize, second prize. I'm going to pick two people, one question. The question is, What was the first step that I gave? Very simple. Those of you paying attention. What was the first step that I gave on this whiteboard? You will be the proud recipient of an iPad Air 2, 32 gigs, and $100, not the full stack. Okay, I see it coming. I'm going to wait till all right, first person I saw, Andre Bogey. And here on Twitter, Joey P. Joey P _ you get the iPad and the YouTube gets the $100. So, quick giveaway because I got to go. So, congratulations all you getting in the test group. Remember, take your destiny into your own hands. That's my best piece of advice for everybody, man. Take destiny into your own hands. Oops. All right, you guys can shut off Twitter. All right, talk to you guys soon. Ooh, are we gonna make it there on top?
16 minutes.